Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Vallen, and this is a vlog informing you of upcoming content to the Mischief of Mice channel. It's been some time since I've done a vlog, and you're not seeing my face right now because I currently have a little bit of footage playing in the background from when we had a previous Halloween build competition. Well, guess what's coming up again? Another Halloween build competition. This will be our second annual Halloween build competition open to the public. It is not open at this moment. It will be open soon. It's going to run from, if all goes well, the 1st of October through the end of October. And then it will be rated at the end of it by you folks, the public. And of course, Kashka and I will be moderating, judging, and or tie-breaking should that be needed. Now, we've picked an upcoming mod pack for it. Currently, we're looking at Builder's Dreams, as created by Iskal from the Hermitcraft. It's on Minecraft 1.10.2, and it's a creative building mod pack. It's very simple, relatively lightweight. I know it's 1.10, but I looked around for a bunch of them, and, you know, this one was already put together, and it looked pretty good. So we're going to use this one. And the theme is going to be Halloween, of course, which means that you can pretty much do just about anything and say that it's Halloween related because of, you know, Halloween allowing that to happen. It doesn't mean that there are, 100% restrictions on everything, but if it is more specifically Halloween, spooky, related, then that would probably be more appropriate. But anyway, so there will actually be prizes. I've got a bunch of game keys. I've got a list of 10, and the top 3 people will get first, second, and third pick of game key from that list. So that is pretty cool. I picked up a few games and figured that that might be nice, and hopefully people will enjoy them. If the urge to build is not enough, then you will have a little bit further incentive. But there's other things that are coming up as well. This coming weekend, Kashka and I are going to be kind of buckling down and switching over both of our other servers besides our Halloween server that we're going to be putting up, which is usually just reserved for special things. We tend to take up or take down and put up certain needs on that server, like invasion or Craft of the Titans, etc. We'll put up on there, temporarily play it, and then we'll just turn it off. In this case, we're going to be using that for the Halloween build competition and only shutting it down briefly while we do that during non-busy hours, assuming people aren't on there at all times. But we have the main Mischief server is being rotated into a new mod pack, as well as our random Mischief server. And those that are not familiar with those, these are servers that we host via our Patreon. And if you're interested in supporting us, we always appreciate that. But the main Mischief server, the one that is first and foremost accessed by the lower level patrons, or the lower donating requirements, I should say, it's going to be switched out from Rax Pack 2 to the new Radon 1.12.2 pack, which is pretty much being maintained by Ellicent. And if you're not familiar with Ellicent, you should be. He's the guy that's pretty much put together a whole lot of wonderful Minecraft mods for the community and is currently maintaining this kind of all the mods style mod pack that uses a lot of lesser known mods, but are really cool nonetheless, as well as a few that people just really tend to like in general. So it's another good mixture. I feel that it hopefully will be a good switch up from the Rax Pack 1, which was a lot more slower progression, a lot of just kind of, I don't know, a little bit more traditional style. And a lot of limitation on there. I think Radon's really going to open things up because it has a lot of variety on there. It's not quite so medieval, and but we'll see how that goes. If all crashes and it's just too much for us to run, then we might switch it out to another mod pack. But I think it's going to be fun regardless. Now, on top of that, we have our random Mischief server that we we rotate through monthly, unless of course there's like an overwhelming request by the patrons to keep it. But it's patrons' choice, and this month they have pretty much spoken, and it's going to be The Good Life 2, a 1.10.2 HQM mod pack, and so that should be going up as well sometime this weekend and coming out early next week. If not Sunday night, and maybe Monday. Kashka and I are really going to try and get it done. But yeah, we've got a lot going on with the servers all switching up and everything. And if you guys aren't familiar with it, we do have a Patreon account that you can check out. I'll have the link in the end slate, so you don't have to worry about that here. And there's more things on there that you get than I realize now that we actually have listed. I might update the Patreon page again, but you do get an access to our Discord Patreon chat as well, which tends to have a lot of the more advanced information on the channel, as well as things that are going on in general. But more so, you often will get invited to, like little personal hangouts that we have been currently having. So that sometimes does happen, and we've been having a bit of fun with that as well. Now, not to worry, we still are planning on continuing with some of our other Let's Plays and tutorials. Currently, we still have going on Invasion. I've got a lot of footage that I need to kind of cut up and get posted for you guys. Craft of the Titans, I have more of that as well, as you are probably seeing already. All the creators, I have to come clean and say that it's kind of been on the back burner because we've got a lot going on, and it's the two of us, and Kashka's, pretty much full-time job, and I'm working on the channel a bit, and yeah, I gotta say that it's a lot to try and get, 2 tutorials, 2 Let's Plays, and a Mischief Musing in, plus, updating all the servers and all that, all at the same time, plus, explore future content and try and learn everything and get it all set up for you guys. So all the creators, coming back to that, I'm not stopping it per se, but it is a lower priority for me because we already had the other Let's Plays going. If we didn't have the other ones going, we'd probably have focused a lot more on it. But as we are obtaining any available time to access it, we will be. So at the moment, we don't have any more episodes really to put out there, but we will try to kind of keep up with that as best we can. Now, you guys have probably also noticed recently we've had our Britannia stuff going out there. We did like the basics, an update for Britannia, so that those that are unfamiliar with the mod in general, that one is really going to help you out. Those that are very familiar with the mod, you might only find a little bit of information towards the end there, when I start showing off some of the flowers. But it's just updating you with some of the changes that how Britannia has come along, and how a lot of things aren't there anymore that used to be there in the 1.7.10 version. But it's looking really good. I'm liking how it all looks now. And I'm probably going to be doing a bunch of Britannia builds, as well as some more interesting content for that isn't quite as bit by bitty as it was before. Whereas I would cover every aspect of the mod, because I've already covered Britannia, even though it was 1.7.10, and it's changed a bit since then. I still plan on going over that a bit more, but I plan on doing a bit more of the builds, so you guys can see some of the interesting things you can do with it. But not to mention, I'm also going to be covering blood magic. I've had a lot of requests for blood magic. There's a lot of people looking for information on blood magic. And as much as I wish that I had all the answers for blood magic at all times, I don't. But I am going to attempt to get all the answers that I potentially can and deliver them to you in as many bit-by-bit videos as I can. Currently, I don't have an introduction to blood magic going out, though the alchemy video that I did put out there is as good as you're starting off with blood magic. And it'll give you some little extra cheats and things that people really overlook a lot of the time with blood magic, just because those alchemy arrays can be really handy or just really neat. And I've got another video that just came out that is pretty much covering a lot of how to automate blood magic slates and stuff. But I will be doing a getting started on blood magic so that you guys can do it. And then I will progress through and kind of walk you guys through the ins and outs of it as I go. But I really want to make sure that I have that organized. For now, I've got you some bits and parts that I'm going to reference as I go through those. And therefore, they should help people to progress once I get the getting started going. And of course, the Mischief Musings is going to continue on, as well as the streams, as best we can. On occasion, streams might get canceled. They might get moved around, something like that. Like, I think Monday, the plan currently is that we're going to be going on to the onto the main Mischief server, or at least I am. It all depends on how Kashka's work schedule is. I don't know that it's going to be good, but we'll see how that happens, and then the usual Mischief Monday stream might be switched to a different day or something. But either way, I mean, we're still planning on doing streams about 3 times a week if possible, as well as continuing with Mischief Musings on some indie-style games and the occasional more popular ones. But I think that pretty much gets it brought up to date. I mean, there's a lot that's been happening. I haven't had a lot of time to do vlogs recently, and I'm looking to get more bit-by-bit content out lately because you guys seem to be looking for that more frequently. So I am trying to do a bit more of a focus on that if at all possible, and hopefully you guys will come to appreciate that as well. But I think that's about it. And so don't forget that we do have a wonderful community on Discord, and I mean it. The people there are fantastic. If I could hang out there all the time, I would, but I have to say that sometimes I keep it off so that I can record and I don't need to worry about getting pinged. But other times, it's nice just to have it in the background and jump into the occasional conversation. But it's great to hang out in, or just use to check out the weekly schedule, which is pretty much it's gonna stay the same as it is right now, and it may change as it is. But I don't think that I'm going to update it too much, because otherwise it's just I'm letting people know. I seem to have gone into a standard schedule at this point that I try to stick to, and if I need to deviate from it, then we may as needed. But if you're interested in supporting us and our content, we do have a Patreon account at patreon.com/mischiefofmice. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy our videos, and to spread the mischief to others if you think they'll enjoy it too. And until next time, folks, I'll see you.